So I want to start by welcoming everyone to our very special workshop that we have had a really blessed experience in working with R2ise Recovery with. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope you get a lot out of it. I know I will, and in the end, we want people to be inspired and to, consider using art as you move forward in helping others or yourself get into recovery and staying there. So I'm the founder and the executive director of the National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. We're a national organization, a nonprofit that works to educate youth and adults of all ages in prescription drug safety with the intent to prevent substance use disorder and also overdose death. Along the way, we also do some policy change work where we can at the local and the federal level, and we also work on legislation where we can. Additionally, in California, where we're resident, we have the opportunity to obtain free Narcan, which is an opioid overdose medication that can save lives. And so we get that from our state health department, and we distribute that also to community members who need it for no cost at all. So I want to introduce Alexia Jones. She is the founder and executive director of R2ise Recovery. And also along the way, you're going to get introduced to a number of participants with R2ise that are going to share their personal stories, but also share very directly how they use their art in various forms to stay in recovery. And we again hope that you'll be inspired to consider doing something similar and sharing this information with others that need it. So let me stop sharing the screen and we'll bring Alexia on board. So Alexia, there you are in your studio. So welcome. And I'm so excited for this workshop, as I know you are. So I'm going to ask you to share more information about R2ise Recovery, where you are and all that stuff, and let's get started.
All right, well, thank you so much, April. Thank you for having this amazing Art for Action conference. It is so needed. We are so grateful for the National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. It is so needed in our country today. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexia Jones, and I am a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me, it's been 25 years since I've had a need or desire to use any mind-altering substances. It also means that I'm a mother, I am a daughter, and the executive director of R2ise. And at R2ise, we have found a new paradigm. We sing through our darkest hours and we dance to celebrate our recovery. And we take up our paintbrushes and we paint our stories through every color of the rainbow. At R2ise, we have come to find out that we are not on the fringes of the community, that we are the community. We are located in the West End of Atlanta, Georgia. We are a recovery community organization. And within our community, we offer people the opportunity, our peers the opportunity to embrace their recovery, to be restored, inspired, supported, empowered as they evolve in their recovery. And we liken ourselves to hot air balloons that over the basket that keeps us grounded in our addiction, we throw over stigma. We throw overboard fear and guilt and shame. And within us burns this fire that is filled with purpose and life and recovery. And we rise. We rise into limitless skies to realize our purpose. So today, we hope, and we are so very hopeful, that you will be inspired to pick up your paintbrush, or to dance, or to write your poetry. The first link that we want to share with you is a piece called Angela. And that piece is married with spoken word and movement. The spoken word artist in this particular piece that you're about to witness was written by R2ise, one of our very own. And I myself, as a dancer, am also being a part of this particular piece. I want you to realize that even as you're watching these pieces, that it's not about the performance, because we're not performers. At one point in my life, before I fell flat on my face in my addiction, I was a performer. But in my recovery, I have risen to a place called Recovery Champion. And so now we are recovery champions where we share our stories. And this is a story about a woman named Angela who suffers from an overdose, but she lives. She determines in her heart that she will live. So sit back, and we hope that as you watch this, you will be inspired.
I'll give it another try here.
"5:23 Thursday morning, Angela awakened with a start. With her full fingers, she traces the track of one lone tear crawling down the side of her face, reaching her earlobe. She laments. Repenting in desperation, and slowly reality creeps gently like mist back into her mind. She realizes that she was only sleeping. She takes a deep breath to calm the tremors of addiction churning in her stomach. Tries to shake off the remnants of the incoherent glimpses of syringes. Men with silver spoons pinched in their fingertips, and the home that she knew as a little girl. The ambiguity of her dreams swirl as she remembers that it's been 1 year and 4 months since the last time she got high. She sighs, rolls out of bed onto her knees. Thanks God for another day clean. But the thing is, thank God, is that she's still struggling for air. That even in the midst of her trying to cast off all her cares, yes, there, even in her prayers, the weight of her shame eats away at her soul like an abscess. Her 7-year absence from reality still crashes against the shores of her memories like a tidal wave clapping. The only thing she craves is just for a moment for her mind to relax. She hears the hushed prayers of angels singing symphonies of redemption in her right ear, but wrapped around her left arm, reaching up to her other shoulder, she feels the cold scales of the serpent hissing songs of seductive murder. Silence! But it's only a phone call away. She can't stand the pain. Backwards and forwards, she can no longer refrain. It's that same mental tape recorder stuck on repeating the melody of her last resort, 30cc shotgun blast of black tar heroin shot straight to her aorta. Bah! Pray the Lord, so to keep. If I should die my soul to take. And there's no more shaking in anticipation. The war raging in her brain comes to order. She doesn't even have to move anymore. Her ghost moves for her. The invisible orb that once filled her aura, her spirit now diminished to a ball the size of a grain of wheat as she rolls between her fingers and her thumbs. She spits in her hand and wipes a sapphire streak across the gates of the hell that she's entering in so that maybe it will be a beacon so she can find her way out again. The twisted tendrils of her intentions grip the guilt that drags her deeper into the abyss of the leaden poison she's now drowning in. Only she could swim back home again. If only she could breaststroke up to heaven, but she can't find the way. Where are the angels to point the way? Her only source of navigation in this opium ocean are the track marks that have become stars, forming constellations on her forearm. In the empty spaces of her being grow accustomed to dancing with her ghost. No longer host to her spirit, she yields to comatose, another victim of an overdose. She sees the door begin to close, but she doesn't want to let go, but the damage has been done and nothing matters anymore. Because it's already over.
But it's not over.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Johnson, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that it's been 2 years and 4 months since I found it necessary to use any mood or mind-altering substance. And I'm also recovering from a mental health struggle. I'm overcoming through the art of dance. And every day I come into R2ise, and I tell my story through movement. And it helps me get through the pain and the trauma that I've been through in my life. I also work with several peers here at R2ise, and I choreograph for them. And what we do is we come together, we share our experience, strength, and hope, and we piece together a piece of work, artwork, through the movement of our bodies, and it tells a story. And I learned when I came to R2ise that it's not about performance, but it's about expressing ourselves through the art of dance and sharing our stories. So following me speaking, you will see a piece that I choreographed called Together, and it embodies how I feel about how we all need to come together in recovery and support one another through peer support.
This is for the busted hearts. This is for the question marks. This is for the outcast soul, lost control, no one knows. Sing it for the can't go back. Sing it for the broken parts. Sing it for the just found out. Life is now upside down. Hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand. If you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. We will fall together. This is for the second chance. This is for the new romance. Sing it for the left in vain. Overcame. It's not too late. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand. If you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. We will fall together.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yosis. I am a spoken word artist and ally in recovery. Writing has been the very vessel to my wellness. What writing can do is that we are able to write from the past, write into the future, all while being in this present moment. Writing can help with the organization of your life, with the expression of your most true and private feelings. For me personally, writing gets me to my God space where I'm able to then show up as a force in this world. Writing is such a very powerful tool. There's so much power in words. So what I would love to do is to encourage you and invite you to take up your pen and your paper, and that it may be a part of your recovery journey. Up next, we invite you as well to watch a poem entitled Gwendolyn from our production, The Art of Equity.
Be brave. Believe in big. Dig within, then dig deeper, hug tighter. Smile bigger. Take risks. Follow your dreams. Fall on your knees and pray. Fight back. Do more. Bring peace, be change, become someone you admire, become the someone that you have always wanted to be. Work hard, it's okay to crawl before you walk, stumble, fall, get up, wipe yourself off, stumble, fall, get up, wipe yourself off, stumble, fall, get up, until you don't even wipe yourself off anymore, you just walk. You just keep going. Never give up. Be a source of light. Be bright in the shade. Be bold. Be brave. Be a fountain. Be a spring in a world full of drains. Love harder. Seek the unknown. Walk, run, climb. Put one foot in front of the other. Baby, one step at a time, or you will stumble, fall, get up. Kick up some dust. The dirt is part of your journey. Embrace the journey. Along the way, talk to strangers. Make friends with strangers. Make family with strangers. Be happy. Seek passion. Be passion. Rest your body. Train your spirit. Listen, heal, push boundaries, break chains, stand your ground, expand your territory, explore life. And thank something bigger than you for it. Look at your breath. Lose your mind just to find it again. Take your time. Explore yourself. Explore someone else. Bring hope. Touch souls. Dare to experience trust. Love yourself when no one else does. You claim victories that you cannot see yet. Be confident that they are coming because they are coming. You be so full of strength that it makes everyone who is weak highly uncomfortable with your very being. Change their minds. Teach something, turn heads, be of service, be willing to learn, dare to know you are a butterfly when the whole world sees a worm. Transform, fly, be the best that you can be, then be better. Inhale, let things go. Forgive, be extraordinary, be brave enough to live, jump in puddles, run in the rain. Don't you be afraid to jump. Stumble, fall, get up, be brave, walk through flames. Don't you be afraid at all. You be what fear is afraid of. Be beautiful, be powerful, be contagious, be courageous for you. You may stumble, you may fall, and you will get up. And you will show this world everything you are made of because you only get this chance one time.
I certainly hope that you are enjoying yourself thus far as we have shared from the very bottom of our hearts. You know, art is a universal language. It bypasses the mind and enters the heart gate and soaked up by the soul gate and falls upon the heart. Art is like recovery. There are multiple pathways, winding roads and steep hills and deep valleys. And art yells, it screams, it shares our most inner being. Art is a universal language. It is a language that comes from a place that has no words. We at R2ise believe that art plus recovery equals freedom. So as we continue on today, we are hoping that you are being inspired, and if there are any questions as you think of them, go ahead and put them in the chat. You know, we'll get to it at the end of our presentation. Take a deep breath in with me and release.
Can there be sunshine and blue sky? Sometimes we're crying with pure smiles. Oh, it's not always easy, but we don't stop trying. Can there be sunshine? Scared of your own shadow, lost time got you living shy. You don't know what you're missing. Put your mind at rest, it will all be fine. I know it sounds easier said than done. Don't get caught up here. Don't you know the rain brings out the sun? That the rain brings out the sun. Hold up, me roses.
I've been holding my breath since I was a child because I refuse to take in the fresh air. Always inhaling the negative because I refuse to take in the positive. As if a clown blew up a balloon that wouldn't pop, but the joke was on me. I had the needle the whole time. Like the memories I swallowed to forget, only to be stored away inside of me for unsafe keeping. No key, they moved around as they pleased, popping up uninvited. I stunted my growth because without purpose, there was no process, no progress. I struggled to remove the hands from around my neck because they're my own. Like the wounds caused by self-inflicted injuries. Like how dare they be comfortable committing continual sins against me. Looking into the mirror of my soul, I asked myself, why can't we be friends? Only to see that I wasn't the only one there. My creator also resided inside of me, seeing a different version of me, a version that was a friend of mine. I just hadn't met her yet. He told me it was okay and that she'd be there when I was ready. He told me to walk with him, to carry that reflection, grabbing hold of his hand until I felt steady. He sat with me as I shivered through the night, throwing wood into the campfire, building up inside of my spirit. I looked up as a silhouette peeked through the shadows, emitting a light so bright I squinted to see it. I took a deep breath and I stretched out my hand. Said, hello, Kayla. It's so nice to meet you. Hello, my name is Kayla Clark, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. I've been in recovery for 1.5 years, and what that means for me is that I haven't had the desire or the need to use any illicit drugs or abuse my medication. Since I was a child, I've struggled with a lot of mental health challenges, including depression, anxiety, and a plethora of other things. This led me to begin using when I was only 12 years old. And from 12 on, I would struggle with a bunch of suicide attempts, hospitalizations, all those kinds of things. And I would say that prescription drug abuse played a huge role and a huge factor in this season of my life. However, at the age of 23, it was either suicide or treatment. So I got onto a plane and I flew out to Colorado, where I found recovery. And recovery was something that I had never experienced before. It was a new version of myself. It was a version full of peace, full of hope, full of light, full of love, something that I had never experienced before. It was a new version of self-love, self-respect. I learned to love myself, to love others, to operate out of gratitude. And when I came back, I found a community of people just like me that really wanted recovery. And this is when I found out that art is a tool that we can use as a means to maintain our wellness. So for me, that looks like music, that looks like painting, that looks like collaging, poetry, whatever that looks like. It just was monumental in me maintaining my own wellness. And now I'm able to look back at what God has brought me through and to basically bring people along with me on that journey. So I'm just super grateful to be able to speak with you all today. And I hope that this inspires somebody to try art as a means to maintain their wellness. And with that being said, we have a piece for you called Inspiration by Sarah Johnson.
Before the break of day, a voice begins to say, fall on your knees and pray. This too shall pass away. And then this voice within spoke gently once again, erasing thoughts of doubt, replacing love throughout. It speaks to all, just listen close to every word it says. The voice of love, the voice of hope, the voice that comes to bless. Oh, can you hear it deep inside? It speaks of strength, it speaks of pride. It dreams a dream that men deny. Inspiration is the voice that lives inside. Oh, as the setting sun passes in the night, I'm grateful for the one who've been shown the light as I begin to lay what dreams may come my way, inspired by the joy of listening to the voice. It speaks to all, just listen close to every word it says. The voice of love, the voice of hope, the voice that comes to bless. Can you hear it deep inside? It speaks of strength, it speaks of pride. It dreams a dream that men deny. Inspiration is the voice that lives inside.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremiah Roberts, and I'm a fashion stylist and also an ally for recovery. So I'm here to talk to you today about showing up for yourself and looking your best doing it. So one of the main things that you want to think about is think of yourself as a canvas. Tell your story. How do you do that? There are so many different ways. There's no right or no wrong. Wear that color. What do you think of when you think of joy? Think about that. What do you think of when you think of peace? What do you think? You can narrate your own story. So what I enjoy doing is bringing the beauty from the inside out through the outward expression of clothing. that can also bring healing. It changes your mindset. It brings a different perspective to how you present yourself to the world. How do I present myself to the world? Well, sometimes I love to have a little fun. I love brims. So sometimes I'll throw on a brim and show up, have a great time, and enjoy and exude and radiate joy. That's what I think of when I see this hat. How else do I represent myself and show up for myself? Maybe I'll throw on a casual brim that's camel colored. Throw a little color. So how do you show up for yourself? Be your most authentic self. Tell your story. Don't be afraid. Now, please join us for the next clip of Brian Anderson.
Can you see him? Can you hear him? He was homeless at the age of 5 with his father and his 2 older brothers. He was molested at the age of 7 and 8. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Turned to drugs at the age of 17. He was addicted at the age of 18. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Had his first suicide attempt at the age of 19. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Was locked down inpatient treatment at the age of 27. Can you see him? Can you hear him? 3 times jail. Can you see him? Can you hear him? I posed the question throughout this presentation. The 2 questions that I posed was, can you see him? Can you hear him? The answer is clear. Yes, you can. I am he. My name is Brian Anderson, and I am Recovery.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Sarah Johnson, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means for me, it's been 2 years and 4 months since I found it necessary to use any mood or mind-altering substance, as well as recovering from mental health challenges. And singing, it began when I was 3 years old, and I was in the church choir, and I loved to sing at church. And I always thought that singing was an expression that could glorify my higher power. And so when I came into recovery, I remember those days when I was sitting in the bathroom on the floor and crying out to my higher power and singing a song to reassure myself that everything would be okay. So when I came into recovery at R2ise, I was given the opportunity to share my voice, to sing, to glorify my higher power, to share my voice with others, and to help in their healing process. So I would love for you to listen again to a song and a dance. Thank you for joining us.
Right now I feel like a bird, caged without a key. Everyone comes to stare at me. So much joy and revelry. They don't know how I feel inside. Through my smile I cry. They don't know what they do to me, keeping me from flying. That's why I say that I know why the cage bird sings. Only joy comes from song. She's so rare and beautiful to others. Why not just set her free so she can fly, 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 spreading her wings and her song. Just let her fly, fly, fly. Whole world to see. you to let it fly. Spread wings, spread beauty.
Hello again, my name is Kayla, for those of you that didn't meet me the first time. So as you see here, we have the piano. I only started learning this about a month ago, and I learned that trying new things is really important for your recovery and for your wellness. You know, sometimes being early in recovery can be extremely anxiety-inducing. So this is kind of how I worked that out for myself. And this is why I play instruments. You know, my mind kind of calms itself as soon as I start playing. A lot of the times when I'm on the piano, there is that initial anxiety, like, am I gonna mess up? You know, this piece I actually improv pretty well today. My higher power gave it to me earlier when I was just sitting in this chair. So music is something that can, you know, help you process pretty much any emotion that needs processing. You know, it does things that words can't do for us. So, with that being said, I just a little bit more for you all. So I hope that this has inspired at least one person to try out a new instrument for their recovery and for their wellness. If you've always wanted to try drums or guitar or piano or whatever it might be, whether it's a banjo, ukulele, I don't care, you know, just find your way to an instrument and you know, use it as a way to just work on some of those things and some of that trauma that we hold in our recovery. So I just want to encourage you all to, you know, bring out that inner artist inside of you. And now we have a piece called We Are the Artists by R2ise, and I would love for you all to check it out.
We have gathered together today as the nation, the people, the prophets and the teachers, the students, the servants and the leaders, the lovers, the believers and the wanderers. We are all here in this space, sharing this mix, giving these same moments, sharing this same gift, which is the present, which is to be considered the sweetness of life, sending up whispers to the heavens from both the sinners and the preachers alike, with the same hunger, some hunger to feed some people, to feed the people who is us. both the loved and the rejected. A community of misfits and rebels connected together to gather blessings from lessons of roads less traveled. For we are storms faced and trails ablazing. You see, the lost don't ever just stumble upon their own way. We make it. And in all that we are, and all that we have ever been, let us not forget that we are indeed the artists. We are the art. We are the creators, creations, creating who we all are. We are the artists. We are the art that is living, that is breathing, that is soul screaming for more color, more paint, more music, notes, fashion, fabric, more words. Passion seeps from our pores. For every ounce of our beings are being transformed by some source, restored by some force, which is pumping our blood, which is filling our lungs, which is mixing and mastering heartbeats in perfect rhythm. Living, we are the living drum. We are the beat. We are the song. We are the musicians and the instruments and the lips pressed with precision and spit to play them. We are the sound of miracles making themselves be known. We are the soul. We are so full of hope. Everything we touch must turn to gold. We are the artists. We are where the heart is. We make home everywhere we go. And we set fires to our own throats, placing petals we pick from roses that they call poems at the toes of strangers whose load is so ingrown, it don't even hurt. More color, more paint, more music, notes, fashion, fabric, more words. We are poems to be written. We are clay to be molded and sculpted and shaped into more love, less hate. See, there is more to be created from this pain. So when we come to summon God and all of the angels that they might visit these spaces and sit in the vibrations we make with naked fingertips and hold depicted strum, the strings that we hum wishes with. We are the song, and may we sing into our dreams until they become things that we have never seen with our own sight, but long live the vision, the thought that we've been given, gifts to give gods that we've been taught are too big for us to become when we grow up, but we are big. We are bigger than big. We are bigger than big is big, far sharper than senses get, for we are spirits, and such that you can't put your finger on it, but you feel it. Goosebumps, we are the chill. We are the children. We are the children who still feel. We are the children who still feel real healing in the silence between the beats. Sometimes silence screams just by being, and we are hope. We are hope from the hopeless, and we are begging and we are pleading for each other's broken souls to notice. Now is not the time to be silent. We rise.
Hi, my name is Cassandra, and I'm an artist in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that I haven't had the need or desire to use any mind-altering or illicit substances in over 13 years. And what that means as well is that I am a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a daughter. I'm able to show up and be present for my friends, for my peers in recovery, and for my community as a whole. And I found recovery through medication-assisted treatment. And it was there that I learned the difference between treatment and recovery. And it was there that my peers showed me support and taught me that if I wasn't taking my prescription medication as it was prescribed, that I wasn't in fact on the road to recovery and I was abusing my medication. And that was a hard realization for me. But it allowed me to move forward and get myself back together. And it was there that I learned the importance of peer support. And it was there that I gained the inspiration and the hope and decided to become a peer support coach professionally. And through that journey, I found R2ise. Now, my addiction had taken my art from me, my inspiration, my hope. My addiction sucked all of that from me. And through my recovery and through the support of my peers and the community here at R2ise Recovery Community Organization, I have been able to be re-inspired, and I have been able to go back to that way of expressing myself through the visual arts. And with that, I'd like to share some of my art with you. I'm hoping that maybe I can inspire you all to get creative and express yourselves as well.
So Cassandra, tell us a little bit about the hands. I see that's an important part of, what you illustrate within your visual art. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, as far as hands go, for me, they are representative of many different things, most important being the potential that we all have. I think that they're the perfect example of how we can all use our hands to do something positive or negative. Hopefully, people will take that and use it for something positive. It's also commonly the first way that we connect with somebody physically, and through a handshake, through a tap on the shoulder, hopefully a hug, something of that nature. But it's the potential and it's the life force that we all have.
Nice. Thank you so much. That was incredible. And I love what you said about connection. That's key in recovery. So I appreciate you highlighting that through your art. Tell me a little bit about this piece. I see it kind of has like a self-love kind of theme. Talk a little bit about that.
In my journey through becoming a professional peer support coach and helping my peers in recovery, I have really firsthand learned the importance, of self-care. Because if I can't take care of myself, I can't be there to support anybody else. And with recovery, if I want to keep moving forward, it's of the utmost importance that I take care of myself and make it a priority. And I just want to encourage anybody and everybody to do the same. Take time to take care of yourself.
All right. Thank you so much, Cassandra. We really appreciate that. And now we're going to go ahead and, wrap up our program. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm hoping that you were inspired today. I would like to just say thank you again to the National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. In order for us to prepare for us to prepare for today, we had to literally go back down that road of recovery. And it brings tears to my eyes because I remember the moment I decided I wasn't going to abuse substances ever again. It was a journey now, and it was difficult, but today makes it all worth it. Don't y'all agree?
Yes.
Today makes it all worth it. So thank you again, National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. Thank you for your work. We are hoping and we are praying that this particular conference helps everyone and calls everyone to action. And we want to be able to answer any questions that you may have or any of the artists that you heard or saw today. This is our team today. We are artists, and Tatanisha Frazier, and Kayla Anderson, and Toya Jamil, and Yosis, and Sandra, and Sarah. This is just a handful of us here at R2ise. So we want to just open it up for any questions that you may have.
Alexia, I don't see any questions in the chat, but I still want to welcome those to come in. I just want to say that watching all of this unfold, I mean, we worked behind the scenes, of course, to put it together, and it was a joy to get to know you and also Kayla, but I am just filled with so much emotion from having watched every part of this. And the words I wrote down in my personal reaction to what I saw was powerful, inspiring, amazing, joyful, energizing, courageous, and beautiful. And I could go on and on probably with those adjectives, but I want you to know that you personally touched me, and I have to believe you've touched everyone who was able to join us today. As mentioned earlier, we will be putting this up on YouTube. And so even though we had a fairly small audience today with us, you're going to have a lot more impact out there as we get the postings up. We do, and of course you do, and we'll share with our partners. So I just want to thank every one of you for all the work you put into this. You're all individually amazing artists, and I so appreciate you. So given that, that's my personal share. Is there anyone else on our call who would like to join in with any, if not questions, just reactions to what you've seen today?
Patty had a question in the chat. She said, how is it that people come to R2ise?
So we're a recovery community organization, and we are located in the West End of Atlanta. We are a drop-in center. So we're open every day of the week from like 11 to 4:30. In the evening times, we do have Zoom meetings because we had to pivot due to COVID. And but we have a space here at R2ise where you can dance and do poetry and write and drum and all the things that we shared today. And you can drop in at any time during the day and just get your recovery on. You know, that's what we're here for. We also have peer coaches who are people who are certified addiction recovery empowerment specialists that will share their lived experience with you, help you with your goals, just listen. We have daily check-in meetings of 1:30 to 2:30 every day. And so we're just here in this space, just open up so that our community can connect with recovery. And that's how people come in. We do connect with different treatment programs within our community. Sometimes we have groups where we share the different modalities of art as well.
So Lexia, how can someone from around the country, a lot of us on the call today are from California, I know for sure, but what virtual things are you doing now, and are you going to continue to do so others outside the area can connect?
Well, we're excited to say that this weekend, on May 1st, Yo Sis will be hosting our Saturday Night Live Poetry Cafe. April, as you know, has been the month of National Poetry Month, and where everyone has been making a poem or writing a poem for the entire month. Yo Sis, you want to speak a little bit more to that?
I would love to. So as a poet, National Poetry Month, usually the writers across the country and internationally write one poem per day for the entire month. And in order to celebrate that with us, with R2ise, on May 1st, we will be having Saturday Night Live Poetry Cafe. Please get up on our social media pages, follow, come join us, share your poetry, express creatively. We would love to have you.
We would love to have you, and you can find that information on our website. In addition to that, in May, to celebrate Mental Health Month, Kayla will be doing Paint in Progress, which is really amazing. Kayla, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit. So basically, Paint in Progress was birthed out of the idea of a virtual space for us all to connect through painting, but not necessarily in the same room. So what we do is, it's for people who have never painted before, all the way to pros. And we take different materials like tape or string, whatever that looks like, and we kind of do the same idea, but see how it goes across multiple people. So no painting will be the same, but we do all have a similar process. So that's a virtual event as well.
So the best way to stay connected with us around the country is watch our website, because we upload everything at the first of the month. And if you're interested at all in joining our newsletter mailing list, we also have uploaded our email address, and you can get in touch with us through our website as well. We're also on Instagram and R2ise, at R2ise on Instagram, at R2ise Theater on Facebook.
Okay, and I'll visually show that in just a second. We have a little slide that we can show with the direct contact info. Another thing I just wanted to mention, for me, this was Art for Recovery. That's the name of the workshop. But I really see that everything you shared today is not just about recovery, it's also about prevention. So we can use the arts, right, to help get rid of the anxious feelings that we're having and any kind of internal turmoil that might drive us towards substances. So what you're doing is amazing from that perspective too, when we think about that.
Yes,
so,
we always are interested in working with young people and just giving them an opportunity to find ways to cope with life on life's terms.
There we go.
And so we find that art plus recovery equals freedom, but art period gives us an opportunity to express ourselves, but we don't have to use words. So you're absolutely right. Art and prevention go together very well.
Okay, we do have one more question here from Patty. She asks if folks come with no creative spirit experience. So can you learn an art form there, or do you have to kind of come knowing something? You know, having a starting point. So all of you seem so creative. It's like you must have had some background with this, right?
No, not necessarily. Cassandra, you want to talk to that?
Yeah, you know, when you're creating art, it's not so much about the finished piece as it is about the process of creating it. You know, sometimes there might be something that you want to express, a feeling that you have where you're just overwhelmed with your emotions. Other times for me, sometimes it's just about occupying my hands and keeping my mind busy and occupied so that I don't dwell on something that might be traumatic or upsetting to me. And sometimes I just have a positive feeling that I'm just so excited I don't know how to express it. And I will just take pen to paper, or sometimes it's not even pen, it's just whatever I have handy, quite frankly. And if you're not necessarily, you don't feel like you're quote unquote an artist, you can always do something like collage. It doesn't always have to be a definitive object that you can, you know, put into words. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of art, is it's where there are no words. Mm-hmm. Sometimes just certain colors and shapes can evoke a feeling that can calm you or change from a negative feeling to a positive feeling.
And that makes
also, Sarah wanted to share about our dance and movement meditation on Thursdays.
Yes, you do not have to have experience to join us for our dancing. We take any level, beginner, advanced. We do stretching, we do chair warm up. We also do some cardio. It's a great workout to get a little bit of sweat and get those negative emotions off of you. So please join us. You can find us again on Instagram at R2ise to find out all of our online virtual meetings and classes.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear they're virtual, because I can see myself trying that, even though I'm a klutz. And another thing is, like, I'm personally a photographer. I don't have much, you know, art per se.
Yeah.
Love photography, and so just outdoors is inspiring and uplifting, right? And
right.
Photographs. So getting your inspiration for your art by being outside, which has a real healthy benefit, I think is really good to think about. So,
oh yeah, we do have a photographer that shares her artwork. We didn't share it today, but we find that photography is an excellent way to sit with the way we might feel. And also to capture those moments that have no words. So we love photography here. The whole time we've been taking pictures behind the scenes, just to try to capture those moments. This moment for us has been very heartfelt, April. And we are just so inspired by you and the work that you have done, even how this got birthed into the earth. We are just so grateful for that. And so we've been snapping pictures in the background just so that we can capture this moment.
oh gosh, well, maybe you can share them with us, because we'd love to be able to put them up on our social media and talk about what we've done with you folks. And I hope this isn't the end. I'd love to work with you further. So again, thank you so much for every single one of you. I encourage you to stay right where you are in your recovery, get even more solidly planted. And we do look forward to more opportunities with you. So just one last thing, I wanted to share our screen. This is the second workshop in a series of them this week. This is Art for Action Week for NCAPDA. We partner with our local county coalition, the Contra Costa County Meds Coalition. So there are still opportunities for you to register and attend the Art for Advocacy workshop tomorrow. The Youth for Action is all about youth, and it's actually using youth to conduct it. So it'll be really cool. We're going to award our art and our video contest winners and recognize them and some other things. We have Hip Hop for Action. And this one's going to be really cool because it's all about, you know, it's similar to what you do. You create art. This is through hip hop. So we're going to show you how they can actually create songs, hip hop or whatever other genre of music they want to use. But in the end, it's all about music and creation. And so that's going to be a great workshop for youth. And then we have Improv for Action on Saturday. It's not, I don't think time-wise it's going to combat with your wonderful poetry event, but that's going to be a unique way of talking about prescription drug safety and various points through little vignettes that are going to be done through improv, so another form of art. So we hope that some of you will consider joining up with that. And then just for contact information, this is how you reach NCA PDA. So we do have a website, of course, and phone number, email address, and we're up on all forms of social media, including TikTok, which we recently joined in just to counteract some of the negative drug information that's there. So we hope that we can make a difference. And we're using our youth ambassadors to do that, to create the messaging for that. And this is the R2ise contact information, as you verbally indicated. So we've got a phone number, website, and also Alexia's personal email address. So if you want to connect directly with her, you can do that. So I'll leave that up for just a second. And then we'll just sign off. So thank you so much again.
So April, if we can, engage everyone in sharing our information with us.
Okay.
Can we do that real quick?
Yes.
So just repeat after us. We embrace our recovery.
We embrace our recovery.
We are restored.
We are restored.
We are inspired.
We are inspired.
We are supported.
We are supported.
And we know how to support.
And we know how to support.
We are empowered.
We are empowered.
And we are evolving.
And we are evolving.
And we rise.
And we rise.
Thank you so much.
That was great.